What's up guys, it's Aiden, and today we're going to go through how Lil Uzi Vert made Baby Pluto on FL Studio. As always, for my fellow FL Studio producers, I will leave the FLP in the description below. First off, we have this bell sound. And that was created on Nexus. We're using the PL Hands Up Bells 1, and I turn off the delay and the reverb. Putting that on my mixer, we're using Fruity Parametric EQ2, and we're bringing down the highs a little bit, then Fruity Reverb to give the sound a bit more room. And finally, we're using Transient Processor, and that's being used to make the transients, or the starts of the sound, more gentle. This is what it sounds like without the effects, and then with the effects. Underlying the bell sound, we have this piano from Omnisphere. It's the Rhodes Classic. This is what it sounds like. Then we're putting that on my mixer and I'm getting rid of the lows, then Fruity Chorus to give it a spacey feel, and then Fruity Reverb, again giving the sound more room. Playing with that is this spacey, pulsating piano that's playing the chords. And I'll go into more depth on that piano later. Also in the introduction we have a bunch of spacey ambient sounds going on. Then introducing the first verse, we have this really reverbed piano. And this is a recurring element, so you'll hear that at a few points throughout the song. Next, we're moving into the first verse, where we just have the bell sound playing, as well as the piano that's playing the chords. We do have a few spacey sounds going on in the background, but they're pretty minimal at this point. This piano was interesting to make. This is the chord progression. The piano we're using here is on Omnisphere. It's the LA Custom C7 grand piano. This is really good at mimicking that realistic grand piano sound that you hear in a lot of songs. You can see here these three automation clips are automating the piano, so they're making it like pulsate. In terms of filters, we're using Parametric EQ2 to cut out some of the lows. Then Fruity Phaser, Fruity Flanges, Fruity Chorus, and Fruity Flanger, which are all working together to make that phasing sound. Then we're using Pitch Wheel, and that's being used to modulate the timbre. So you can see here the timbre's been brought down to -12. And you can see here we put an automation clip of the mix in the track. And working with Pitch Wheel, we're using Parametric EQ2 a second time, and that's also pulsating. Then we're using Fruity Reverb 2 to give the sound more room, and then Isotope Vinyl, and we're bringing the year down to 1960 to give it an old school effect. But this pattern still has some unfiltered piano, so we're duplicating this preset of Omnisphere, and we're putting this on an empty mixer track. So altogether the piano is sounding like this. So the bell sound and the piano play together for a little while until we introduce the 808 and the percussion. For the kick, we're using the Rax kick. Then for the 808, we're using the original 808 Mafia 808, very popular 808. Then we're using this trap hi-hat that you hear in a lot of trap songs. Then we have the Luger slap clap. And we're also using the Luger snare. This does vary a lot throughout the song, so you'll have to chop and change with different loops that slightly vary, but that's the general idea for the percussion. Then later on in the song, at 1:30, we're introducing this bass synth from Nexus. It's the Prids sidechain bass. And it sounds like this playing in the song. Then at about 1:37, we're introduced to another piano. And again, we're using the LA Custom C7 grand piano, which is my favorite piano preset. So that's layered in and it's playing pretty regularly throughout the song as well. But it's like a background instrument. The last thing I want to go through in this song is the spacey UFO sound that comes in at the end. And I created that using two different atmospheric sounds. This is what they sound like naked. And to give it that effect of the UFO passing by, all you have to do is modulate the panning. So this is what the panning looks like for these two effects. So it starts off at the left ear and it very harshly switches from left to right in this sort of sine wave. So if you don't know how to do channel panning, all you have to do is link these to your mixer. In this case, it's on channel 25. So then you just go into your mixer and right click on your channel panning and go create an automation clip. That's it for the instrumentals. Again, if you want a further in-depth look, I will leave the FLP in the description below. Apart from that, I'll play you a clip from the song now. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. And again, we're using the LA Custom C7 grand piano, which is my favorite piano preset.